Good afternoon to all of you. I am Sweta Tyagi from Bhauras Devras Saraswati Vidya Mandir, and I would like to share some views on the topic of harmful effect of plastic on environment. Now in that content there are some contents. Now the first content is introduction and the second is properties of plastic. Third one is positive aspects of plastic and negative aspects of plastics, types, category and families of plastics, land plastic pollution, air plastic pollution, water plastic pollution, ocean plastic pollutions, human health hazards, pollution prevention. So basically these are the types of pollution which is created by the plastic. The name plastic, how they originate this plastic? So the word plastic was derived from the word plastic. It means, in Latin means, it is a capable of molding, and plastikos in Greek for fit for molding. And now next, plastics are organic polymers, that is synthetic or natural of high molecular weight. The plastic is basically formless material which can be molded under heat and cellulose. Now come to the next point, that is origin of plastic. Most of the plastic are made from three raw materials. So the three raw materials are petroleum, coal and the cellulose. Basically petroleum is a non-renewable and natural resources, coal is also non-renewable and natural resources, and cellulose is renewable and natural resources. So by the combination of these three they made a plastics. Now plastics. How to make these plastics? Plastic is a long chain like molecules, polymers made from petroleum capable being molded, extruded or cast into various shapes. The first plastic was invented in 1862 by Alexander Parkes. At first plastic could only be made in brown or black, that is bakelite color. In 1930s, amino plastics had been invented which could be made in lots of bright color. Now we discuss the properties of plastics. There are the various properties of plastic. So now we would like to first of all we discuss the first property of plastic. It is a very strong, lightweight, flexible and durable. And the second, plastic shows superior optical properties, clarity, gloss and color. And the third property of plastics can be easily molded into a variety of shapes and sizes. Now the last is the plastic have excellent mechanical strength, that is tensile properties, tear resistance and impact resistance. Now we will discuss the negative aspects of plastics. Plastics can either be non-biodegradable or degrade very slowly. Now the second negative aspect of plastics are flammable and releases toxic fumes when burned. Third is plastics can contaminate foods with dangerous chemical compounds. Plastic usually have low melting points and therefore expand with heat. Plastics are not as strong as metals. Now come to the next point, production of plastics. Production of plastic basically by the two, that is polyethylene and polymerization. So as we know that plastics are made from fossil fuels. Fossil fuels contain hydrocarbons which provide small building blocks called monomers. The process of forming long molecule is called polymerization, and the polymerization from viscous sticky substance is known as resins, which are used to make plastic products. For example, we will discuss an example of that. Ethylene is a gaseous hydrocarbon. When it is subjected to heat, pressure and certain catalysts, the ethylene molecules join together into long repeating carbon chains. So these joined molecules form a plastic resin known as polyethylene. Now come to the synthesis of plastic, how you can synthesize the plastic. By these two methods, addition polymerization, joining identical monomers, and the condensation polymerization, joining two or more different monomers, for that is nylon, polyamide, polyester and polyurethane. Now come to the categories of plastics. Basically there are two categories of plastic. First one is thermoplastic and the second one is thermoset. So in thermoplastic can be repeatedly softened by heating and hardened by cooling, for example polyethylene. And in thermosets, thermosetting plastic harden permanently after being heated once again, for example bakelite. Now there are different varieties or the different categories of plastic, which is basically you can see on the plastic bottles or the plastic accessories. So first one is PETE and the symbol of that is 1. For STPE the symbol is 2 and V is 3, LDPE is 4 and PP is 5, PS is 6 and the other one is 7. So these are the basic marks for which is basically present on the plastic accessory. Now the categories of plastic, there are 7 categories of plastic. First one is PET, that is polyethylene terephthalate, and the use of that type of category of plastic is single use bottles, water, soft drink, juice, and what precautions you can take, use with caution. Now the second is HTPE, that is high density polyethylene, and the uses of these plastic is for milk or detergent bottles and the caution is appears safe. Third one is PVC, that is polyvinyl chloride, and these used for meat wraps, shampoo containers and avoid more hazardous. Now the second category of the plastic is LDPE, that is low density polyethylene, and this plastic is used for bread bags, sandwich bags and appears safe. Now the next category of plastic is PP, that is polypropylene, and this polypropylene is used for medicine bottles, cereal liners and appears safe. And the next one is PS, that is, now come to the next point, that is world status and plastic production and disposal. So in plastic production, that is 100 million tons per year and annual increase of production, that is 9%. In plastic waste disposal, there is a 25 million tons per year and plastics in municipal solid waste, that is 11.8% by weight. Now come to the categories of plastic. First one is polyvinyl chloride. In polyvinyl chloride is prepared from the organic compound vinyl chloride, and PVC is the most widely used for the amorphous plastics. And PVC is a lightweight, durable and waterproof. And rigid PVC is molded into clear bottle, pipe, house, siding and gutters, and it is used to form other consumer. Soft form of PVC is used to make, shrink, wrap, food packaging, rainwear, shoe soles, shampoo containers, floor, tile, globes, upholstery and other products. Now come to the next type of plastic, that is polypropylene. And the polypropylene is a polymerized from the organic compound, that is propylene. In propylene has a property of durability and chemical resistance. Polypropylene and made into rope, fiber, carpet and packaging film. Plastic pollution in India. There will be 80% of thermoplastic and 20% of thermoset plastic waste are generated in India, and these two terms, thermoplastic and thermoset, as we already discussed in the previous slide, and the use of plastics in India is 3 kg per person per year. So the total consumption of plastic in India is about 4 million tons and the waste generated is about 2 million tons. Then about 20% of solid municipal waste are plastics in India. Now plastic rules in the world. What is the rule of plastic in the world? The first rule, that is plastic is a part of our life. Second is people use plastic in a variety of ways, ranges from household appliances to industrial and commercial products. So the production of plastic is growing about 9% annually. According to an estimate, about 100 million tons of plastic is produced every year all over the world. Now come to the life cycle stages of plastic. So basically it involves 3 stages of plastic. First one is a manufacture of plastic, second one is a usage of plastic, and the third one is a disposal of plastic. So in manufacture of plastic, toxic byproducts or waste involved, and the manufacture of plastic is distribution and the use of plastic for leaching of chemicals and enter human food chain, and the disposal of plastics is incineration, landfills and recycling. So basically these are the 3 stages which is involved in the life cycle stages of plastics. Now next topic is negative impact of plastic production. So what is the negative impact for plastic production? There are 3 Plastic resins are made by using non-renewable natural resources. Approximately 8% of world's oil production is used to make plastics, and overexploitation results in depletion of natural resources. Now, negative impact of plastics on land. There are very several negative impacts which directly affect the plastics on land. So firstly, we will discuss the first point. Plastic pollution on land is both physical as well as chemical. Now second is plastic reduces soil fertility by forming the point of manure for years. Plastic spoils environmental aesthetics and hygiene. Now next is plastic in landfills emit hazardous VOCs during incineration, and plastic can cause landslides. Plastic in soil can lessen the growth of plants and trees by blocking the absorption of mineral water and other nutrients. Now the negative impact of plastics on air. Industries emit large amount of carbon monoxide, dioxin and hydrogen cyanide. So these the compounds, these three, carbon monoxide, dioxin and hydrogen cyanides, are very poisonous. So they directly affect the air, and these gases pollutant contaminate air and cause respiratory diseases, nervous system disorders and immune suppressions in human beings. Now negative impact of plastics on fresh water. So plastics waste dumped in water causes contaminant and poisons fresh water life. On leaching in water, plastics can easily enter the human food chain and harm human health. And plastic debris clog the sewage drains and create stagnant water, which will be an ideal habitat for mosquitoes and other parasites. Now last, chalk drains cause flooding during monsoons. Now negative impact of plastic on marine environment. There are various negative impact which directly affect the plastics on marine environment. So first of all, we discuss the first, that is effect of plastic on marine life include the entanglement and ingestion of plastic debris by marine vertebrates. Second is over 1 million seabirds and mammals die annually from ingestion of plastics. Third one is plastic is mistaken for food and it is eaten up by bird, turtle, seals and whales. This may cause choke. Now come to the next, that is negative impact of plastic on marine environment. Marine turtles becomes entangled in discarded nets and were found dead with plastic garbage bag in the stomach. And some marine mammals swallow plastic bags which resemble jellyfish in like a seawater. So about 44% of seabirds eat plastics mistaken for food, leading to suffocation or blockage of digestive tracts and eventually death. Negative impact of plastic on human health. So basically this is a main slide. Why? Because in this slide we can talk about the human health. So there are various points which show a negative impact of plants on human health. So first point is toxic chemical contained in plastic cause neurological problems, cancer, birth defect, hormonal changes, gastric ulcer, thyroid problems and cardiovascular disease. Bisphenol A, BPA, a synthetic estrogen, can affect the heart of women and can permanently damage DNA of mice. And the plastic bottles may leach cancer causing chemicals such as phthalates. Pollution of plastic shopping bags. First one is the raw material for plastic bags are petroleum and natural gas. Manufacturers take 4% of world's oil production, and the plastic grocery bags are made from ethylene, a non-renewable sources, and the plastic bag take hundreds of years to break down. So you can explain by this flow chart: polyethylene, HDPE, LDPE and LLDPE. So HDPE contain chemical barrels, LDPE contain thin filmy bags and LLDPE contains thick glossy bags. Now what prevention for taking plastic pollution? So basically you can see by these different type of colors. So these are the preventions for prevention strategy. So first prevention strategy is refuse, second is reduce, and the third one reuse, and the fourth one is recycle. So in refuse strategy, we can refuse plastic carry bags at the grocer shop. So you use natural fiber bags. In reduce, choose products with minimum plastic packaging. And in reuse, In reuse, use non-toxic containers and goods, and in recycling is not a sustainable solution, can be last option. So at last, I would like to say that protect our planet from plastic waste and say no to plastic. Thank you so much.